Well, you've asked me a question about PERS and how the committee work is proceeding now that the session is underway. And let me, as I am wont to do, drop back in history a little bit and set the scene for people that might be listening to this or watching this production. PERS remains one of the legislature's intractable problems, going back to the 40s when PERS was established, and then the cumulative effect of all of the changes and modifications and court cases has left us with a financial and political conundrum. The system is almost $22 billion out of balance. The courts have said current retirees, people who have actually stopped their state service and are calling on their retirement, their benefit is inviolate. We have, in successive recent sessions, made different levels of PERS, but the largest problem with PERS right now are previous decisions made by the PERS board and by the courts, and I shouldn't characterize the courts as a problem, it's just a fact that makes the largest financial aspect of PERS untouchable as far as retroactive adjustments to their benefit. So in this constellation of case law, bad judgment on the part of the legislature, completion of the contract on the part of state employees, and I have to say that people talk about fairness. Let me make it absolutely explicitly clear. The sins of the past should not be visited on the employees of today. And so we find ourselves in this dilemma. As far back as last summer, it was becoming clear to me that there was very little, if any, legislative interest in even talking about PERS. And when I was approached by Senator Knopp to ask if there was an opportunity to make common cause on this issue, Republicans and Democrats in a bipartisan way addressing the problem, I said yes. Senator Knopp and I convened a couple of informational hearings that are largely being replicated now. And so I believe that our impetus in the fall and into the winter actually drove the fact that now we are in a legislative committee having this conversation. The Senate President made it abundantly clear to me that when Senator Knopp and I commenced our conversation, that we needed to make a public disclaimer that this was not an authorized legislative activity. Rather, we were acting spontaneously in a work group setting to just begin to discuss the subject. I am absolutely delighted that at this point, the work of discussing PERS has been assigned to Senator Kathleen Taylor's Committee on Workforce. She is a very competent legislator, new to the Senate, but has served in the House. She's an auditor by training. And she is precisely the person with the correct demeanor, the correct understanding, the correct interest in fairness and constitutionality to take on this question. So I have attended the last two meetings that she has held. It is largely redundant material. Mr. Rodman, who is the head of PERS, and his staff prepared briefings for the work that Senator Knopp and I did, and it's largely the same material, although in a slightly changed format. We also, when I say we, Senator Knopp and I, had the benefit of having Katie Durant, the retiring chair of the Oregon Investment Council, come to one of our meetings. And I am going to commend to Senator Taylor consideration that she too invite Katie Durant, given her experience and her mastery of the subject matter. So the hearings are now taking place in a formally organized committee. And I am very pleased that that is happening. This gives the legislative imprimatur to the work of the committee. And I hope that, as the chair has indicated, people will come forward with suggestions that can be turned into bill language. They're going to be vetted against some criteria that she established. And I'm hopeful that maybe we get even a de minimis opportunity to make some prospective correction in the PERS system.